When it comes to choosing a car, it can be very difficult to find one that ticks all of your boxes, and near impossible to find one that ticks all of your boxes and your wife's boxes. I thought I'd done just that with the X3, which I introduced in my last video. Turns out that I ticked the boxes a bit too well. As you can see, I'm not in the X3 today. I'm in yet another new addition to the fleet. Welcome everyone to my new old BMW 5 Series. I know exactly what you're thinking. Why have you gone and bought another family car, Tim? Well, hang on, let me explain. Because I wasn't buying for a committee this time round, the criteria was very simple. I had to be comfortable to eat big miles, have an automatic gearbox when I was stuck in traffic, have enough power for when I wasn't, and have heated seats for the winter. Back in 2013, I tested the then new BMW 330d, and I remember back then thinking, this is a fantastic car. It's got all the power of a sports car with the practicality of a van, and it's as stylish as a tailored suit. It was fantastically practical and economical, yet still a fantastic driver's car. So 8 years on, I thought I'd be able to pick one of those up for cheap. Turns out I was wrong. Finding a 3-litre version of the, look at that, that's a 335D, that's exactly what I wanted. Finding one of those for less than 8 grand, a solid example, it was impossible. So I went back on Auto Trader and put my criteria back in, and surprisingly, the solution was another BMW. Turns out the F11, the 5 Series Touring of the same age, which is a bigger car with a better specification, there was loads of them for cheaper. I'm a huge fan of estates. My first car was an estate, a Mark IV Astra. I remember back then it could swallow me and all of my mates and all of our booze, and it could take us from house party to festival, and it would just take everything. It was fantastic, that car. I mean, you love whatever car you have for your first car unless it's absolutely awful, but that Astra was awesome. It was called Miles because it had done a lot of them. I chopped it in when it had done 148,000 of them. Kind of ironic that I bought this one with 148,000 miles on the clock. I also don't really see the point of saloons. They're effectively the same size as the estate, give or take a couple of inches. But with the estate, you've got so much more room back there, and you just don't get that in the saloon. I know the saloons might be a bit lighter, a bit more aerodynamic, a bit cheaper to run, but come on, look how much more space you get. I also think that most estates do look better than their saloon counterparts. Ooh! Ferrari. Let's have a listen. Is it an FF? Looks like an FF. Go, 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 go. Oh! See, look, point proven. All right, it's not an estate, it's a sporting brake, but look how good that looks. That is just superb. I do think fast sporting brakes look good. Look at it go now. Oh my God! You probably didn't hear that on the camera, that sounded incredible. Do you remember there was a XJS sporting brake? I can't remember who made it now, but there was one of those, and that looked fantastic. In fact, I remember some absolute bastard got hold of one and banger raced it. What an absolute bastard. So after a few days of searching, I found this BMW 525d M Sport, and this one has got BMW's 3-litre turbo diesel engine in it. The early versions of the F11 Touring 525d had BMW's N57 engine in it. It was effectively a detuned version of the 3-litre unit. And then in 2012, they changed it for a more powerful 2-litre N47 unit. So if you go for a later 525d, it does have the 2-litre unit, but this one has got the 3-litre engine. It's got the same engine as my wife's BMW X3, albeit with less power. And effectively it's pretty much the same specification. It's got the same toys on it, give or take a few. Hers has got 360-degree cameras, mine hasn't, but mine does have DAB radio and hers doesn't. Now with 150,000 miles on the clock, there was no way I was about to buy this car blind. So I did go down to Slough, went to see Professional Cars in Slough, where they'd had this as a trade-in and it was being sold on basically as that, no warranty or anything like that. But having done all the mechanical checks on it and also finding a paperwork file that was that thick, I was pretty confident with it. And to be fair, credit to the previous owner, this is in fantastic mechanical and physical condition. It's not perfect though. The front passenger wheel has got a slow puncture. The front bumper does need a bit of a repair, only a small cosmetic repair, but I'm a perfectionist. The steering wheel leather is dry and cracked. The door pin on the passenger door rattles, especially when cruising, which is very annoying. And the driver's door trim was, well, it was grim. So I've already cleaned that. But to be honest, the whole interior does need a proper deep clean. There is also a very minor, it is minor, fault with the gearbox. In fact, it's not really a fault, it's more of a annoyance, shall we say. Going between neutral, reverse and drive, sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes, it will just hesitate and then thud into gear. So one of the first things I'm going to do with this car is take the 8-speed ZF box in this for a service. So, have I wasted £7,500 on this 150,000 mile 2-ton Luxo barge? Well, that's what we're going to find out with this on the fleet. This is the high miler. It's going to be doing a lot of miles over the coming months and years, and I'm going to find out whether it will eat those miles with comfort or just eat the contents of my wallet. I really hope it's the former. So far though, I have to say, I really like this car. It's so comfortable and quiet. It's such a good car. If you'd like to see more updates on this, then please do subscribe to my channel. There's loads more great content on there. Coming up next, I'm taking this in for a service. Should you get the BMW Sealed for Life ZF gearbox serviced? That's what I'm going to find out. I'll see you next time.